Hi guys, it's Jamila here from Slap. Today I'm going to be doing a video on the brand new by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder Palette. This is brand new from by Terry and I was very excited to get my hands on it. And I'm also going to be doing a video on her brand new eyeshadow palette. This is the V.I.P Bonjour Paris eyeshadow palette and it's my first time trying one of her eyeshadow palettes. So I'm very excited to be trying it all for you guys today. I'm just going to get into it. But if you haven't subscribed already guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slap family. And without further ado guys, here is the video. This is the brand new face powder palette from by Terry. If you guys have been watching our videos for a while, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of the by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra tinted powders, which are some of my favorite loose setting powders. They are infused with hyaluronic acid and super nice on the skin, very soft, but also really good at oil control, but not giving like a super heavy effect. So I was very excited that they were coming out with a pressed version because I've been loving a pressed powder these days. It came out in 2 shades, so it came out in fair, medium and medium warm. I was a bit concerned that the warm, deeper one wasn't going to really work for my skin tone. But luckily, I am able to try it out today. They sent me the palette and they also sent me their new eyeshadow palette. I'll probably test out the Hyaluronic Hydra powder first just because my face is like super shiny and it needs a bit of setting down. If my hair looks weird, that's because only half of it is left. I've actually pulled out most of my hair last night because I'm taking it out. So that's why it might look a bit weird. That's because it is a bit weird. But yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna get into it, guys. By Terry are a French luxury brand, and Terry de Gunsberg, who is the founder of By Terry, actually invented the YSL Touche Eclat. So she is kind of like an icon in the beauty industry. I have to say, not all of By Terry's products are inclusive, but some of them are, and some of them are really good. So I do have the Hyaluronic Hydra powders, and they're kind of the only thing I really buy from By Terry because they are infused with hyaluronic acid. They're a lot softer on the skin. They're just really nice to wear. I'm excited to try it. It comes in 2 shades, so it comes in number 1 fair to medium and number 2 medium to warm. It is £45 and $60 US. Quite a lot, but considering you do get 4 powders, it's not too bad. It is 10 grams in size, so 1 gram smaller than the Dior Backstage Face palette. I'm going to read you guys the blurb. It says 6 makeup benefits in 1: mattifies, smooths, sets, blurs, enhances and contours for a perfect sculpted look. 4 silky matte powders, sheer buildable coverage, available in 2 harmonies, fair to medium and medium dark, vegan and clean formula. It is a true all-rounder. This brand new multi-purpose palette provides 6 action and skincare benefits in 1 formula. It mattifies for an instant soft focus effect and smooths to fill in wrinkles and fine lines, while simultaneously blurring the complexion to create flawless skin. It also sets your makeup, ensuring it stays on for longer. Infused with hyaluronic acid, this all-in-one palette provides a flawless natural result while taking care of your skin. I'm going to show you guys the packages, some swatches, and then I'm going to get into a demo. So guys, those are the swatches on. Actually, I'm not sure about the palette actually. I think there are definitely 3 shades I can use. The first one is quite bright. The first one's quite white. It isn't as white in undertone though as the actual white translucent powder from By Terry. So it does have a slightly more yellowy tinge to it than the clear translucent one that they have does. I do think this one will be okay for brightening. This one looks like it's probably going to be my under eye powder, and this one looks a tiny bit too rich for my skin tone, so probably just going to add a little bit of warmth, add a little bit of bronzing, but it definitely does look warmer in tone than the number 600 loose powder. This one looks pretty much the same, if not a tiny bit lighter than the 500 powder, and these two don't really look like anything else I have. This one is very similar to the translucent one, but slightly more banana, slightly more yellow. So I definitely do think I can make this work. The question is it going to work well? Is it going to be a case of me compromising, or is it going to make me look good? So I'm excited to try that. I have to say, when I swatched them, they felt super soft, super creamy. They felt really, really easy and nice to pick up and to rub. They feel very comfortable, and that is one of the things I really do love about the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra powders. They are just very hydrating, very soft, very smooth, very light, and are just quite a pleasure to wear. So I'm hoping that these are going to be the same. As I'm going to go in with a quick demo under my eyes, I'm going to use one on each side just to see what they look like. So on this side, I'm going to use this really bright yellow one, and on this side I'm going to use a slightly more chilled out one, which I think is probably going to work better. I've only got one small tapered brush. I do have some powdery brushes, which I think maybe I'll try as well, because you guys have been telling me I need to try and use some bigger, fatter brushes. So I'm going to give that a go, but first I'm going to try this one. So I'm going to try this one under here. I have to say, I absolutely love the size of these mirrors. They're full palette sized mirrors, so they're really, really nice. You get a really nice amount of face space. So that is the number 2, I guess let's call it, number 2 on. It's the lighter one of the ones I thought I would try, but it actually looks okay. It's definitely very smoothing. It looks very smoothing and blurring. You can see where I've applied it there, it just looks really good. I don't know if it's necessarily adding brightness to my face in the way I would want it to, but it definitely does look smoother. So on the other side, I'm going to try number 3, I guess. So we're going to say this one is number 3. I think they both look good and I'm very pleased with them. They definitely do smooth and blur. They definitely give me the same effect as the Hyaluronic Hydra tinted powders in the loose. But this one, I definitely say number 3 is a lot more flattering for my skin tone. It just kind of warms it and brightens it. Whereas number 2 is a little bit whiter. It's not terrible, but it doesn't necessarily enhance my skin. I don't think I necessarily need it. Number 3 is definitely my favorite by far, but the effect of both is really, really nice, and I do really like this. I feel more awake, I feel more smooth, I feel more refined, so that's fantastic. For number 4, I'm going to try and use a bigger brush because this is something I'm trying to work on. So I'm going to use this kind of fatter brush. Hopefully this is a good one. This is number 4. This looks a bit warmer than the number 600, so I'm going to pop it a bit here. Okay, I'm just going to try and build that up with my trusty slanted brush. So I'm just going to take number 4. Not seeing a huge difference with that one. I don't feel like that one is like an equivalent for the Hourglass Trio where the other one was quite bronzing. I don't see it doing that much. I'm going to put a bit more on this side. See if that does anything. It does look nice, it does look smooth. I don't know if it's really a bronzer. I think it's just a deeper skin tone powder. So I'd like to see what that looks like as a setting powder for a deeper skin. I do like those powders. They feel very lightweight on. They look like they've done a really good job of smoothing, and they're not adding too much radiance. They're very different to the Hourglass ones. They're not as glowy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on this eyeshadow, and it's quite nice and compact. It's like a really good size. You can kind of hold on to it, travel with it. It is 1.35 grams and 0.047 ounces times 9. This is in the shade for Bonjour Paris. This whole row looks beautiful, as does this. I feel like all of these brownie bronzy shades are amazing. These would look really good on fairer skin tones, and this one is kind of like a duochrome. It's kind of random. It's kind of like a pinky, this is a bit of a pinky gold, but these for me are very much doing it for me. This is quite interesting because this is like a mauve, a mauvey brown, and I really like this. So I definitely do think I'm going to try and play with these. This eyeshadow palette is gorgeous. I love the packaging. It's like this tin, rose gold tin, but all of the colours look so nice. So I'm going to do slight variation on each side, but probably nothing too wild. So on this side I'm going to start with the taupey one. And on this side, I'm going to go a bit more bronzy. So those are the two eyeshadow looks on. I actually really like this palette. It's so nice, so easy. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to switch lighting so you can see it in both lights before I put on some liquid liner and some mascara. So guys, that is the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder Palette in the shade Medium Warm and the new eyeshadows. I'm going to put some light eyeliner on now because I definitely need it. But I really like both of these products. I think they're nice. I do think that the medium palette is a bit of a splurge considering you can't necessarily use so much of it. I'd say I could probably use 2 shades very well and 3 shades for my skin tone. I think if you're any richer than me, you could probably use 2 shades quite well, and the other 2 will probably be slightly redundant. But I do think it is worth it because it is £45 and I think $60 US, which is quite a lot. But I do really like the smoothing effect of them. I really like this. I think it's done a really good job of smoothing out my face, and I know these to be very good at oil control. They are a bit more robust than the Dior Backstage no powder powders, which are so nice and lightweight looking and smoothing, but don't necessarily control oil as well. I feel like these ones, they're not necessarily like a Laura Mercier, but they do a good job of controlling oil and creasing and just keeping you smooth and hydrated throughout the day. So I do really like these powders, and I'm so glad they are pressed powder form because it just makes life a little bit easier if you're traveling or you just don't want to like tip out powders into the lids and stuff. So I do like it. I think that it looks really good. I like the effect. I prefer this one to the Hourglass Unlocked palette that I just tried. I'd say it's probably on par with the trio. They're very different effects. This one's a lot more smoothing, a lot more semi-matte, whereas the Hourglass one's a lot more radiant and glowy. So it just depends on what you like. Also depends on your skin type. If you have slightly more oily combo skin, then maybe this one would be preferable for you than the Hourglass one. But if you have dry skin, this one is still good for dry skin, but maybe you want something a bit glowier. So I do really like it. I think it's nice. So guys, that is it. That is my finished look. I hope you like this video. I'm actually a big fan of both of these products. I think the eyeshadow palette is so nice, and definitely I see what they mean about it making a really good gift. I think this is something you could give to anyone, no matter their makeup skill level, no matter their taste. I think it would really suit every skin tone. It looks really smooth. It looks really great on. I like both looks, but obviously I feel like this one looks a lot better. It's just a bit more flattering. Really nice. I think the colors work really well together and they blend into each other gorgeously, beautifully. They're so smooth but have a really nice radiance and sparkle to them without being like over glittery or over shiny, and I haven't seen any fallout or anything like that. So I think they're really nice eyeshadows. I'm really glad I got a chance to try them. I also really love this face palette. I would definitely repurchase this again. I still think the quality of the powders are good. Even if I'm just buying it for 1 or 2 powders, I do still really like it, and it just makes my life a lot easier just being able to have it in something like small and flat and compact. I definitely do think there is more than enough room for a deeper palette than this. This is a number 2 medium to warm, but I definitely feel like they need a number 3. I definitely would like to see By Terry continue to expand their shade ranges. They do kind of dip their toe at the deeper end, but they don't really fully commit. So I would love to see them do that more. I would love to see more commitment from By Terry to deeper skin tones. Thankfully this does work for me, and I do think it would work for a lot of deeper skin tones because so many of these are kind of translucent, under eye brightening powders, and you kind of can get away with them. But like I said in my Hourglass one, I don't want to really get away with things. I just want things that are made for me and made with me in mind. So I do like it. I do think it's really nice. I love the quality of the powders. I love how smoothing they are, and I definitely do feel like I'm getting the same quality as I do get with the Hydra tinted loose powders. I definitely just feel like there is some more room for growth. I think the 500 and the 600 in the loose powders are fantastic, but there should definitely be a 700 and an 800, and same with this definitely needs another palette. But I do like it. I think it looks good. I love the smoothness of it, and I just feel kind of like set in place, but not like overly dry, not like overly glowy. It's just kind of perfect. So I'm very happy with this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Will you be buying it? Will you be trying it? Let me know. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you haven't subscribed already guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slap family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.